Hey everyone, and welcome to the second update of my Planet Coaster Nemesis recreation, where in this episode I kind of just wanted to go over obviously what I've done recently and also give you a quick update about where the uploads have been and why it's taken, a bit of time for me to actually get this video out. So, without further ado, I need to quickly turn the game down because it's really loud for some reason, and I'm not sure why. But yeah, getting into the update wise, I've done quite well. For a month's work, you might think I've not done loads, but if you have a look over there, you can see that there's quite a lot that's happened over there, and also around here, which has also been finished. So if I just, we've got a bit of a walk here. One thing you're going to notice is the frame rate is quite dreadful. Not loads I can do about that, I'm afraid. We're just at that point in the recreation where it's not very good, but it's, I'm alright with it. I don't really mind. So if we make our way down the queue line, if TenchiCam doesn't want to do it, the first thing you can notice is I've finished the footer for the support here, added the weird raised fences. The audio just died. That's really quite annoying. I've finished the queue line as well, using obviously these beautiful fences from Mango, who is also the same person who modelled Nathan, who is the bloke you just see sort of standing around the queue line. I use him for height references and also like Google Earth and Google Maps photo references. Really quite a helpful little trick, and I recommend anyone doing a recreation to use something like this. Okay, the TenchiCam is really annoying me, so I'm just going to fly instead. So I've finished this footer here. It looks really nice with these weird angled fences. We've also got this entire turn section totally finished now. I just need to add the vegetation and weathering to it. These fences are custom made to fit the side pieces. Brickwork is all nicely aligned. These really nice custom rock walls obviously fit super cleanly around the edge of everything. And if you notice in here, we've also got the tunnel for the valley section finished as well. So not tons of references for this. So obviously I had to use a POV and also just kind of slow it down and see what I could see to make the tunnel as best I can. And I think it's pretty accurate. As far as the little detail goes. Moving along sort of around here, obviously I've made the little plaza section around here. There is a raised bit of path here, which aligns these three weird shaped fences. Don't know, they're sort of weirdly shaped, but they are there. This as a whole was a fairly simple build. I mean, these fences are just kind of weird, but everything has been fairly simple in terms of design to be able to build and implement. Obviously around here as well, we've got the queue line. The actual fencing of the queue line is totally finished now, so it fits under the support nicely as it does in real life. The little rock work that runs the edge of the pathway and the footer that sits in the mud bit is all in and looking nice. There are like pipes that run above this sort of bracket here that I will need to build, but I'm going to do that whenever I add the vegetation and stuff to the queue line itself. And if we just follow this round, here's sort of the main draw for what I've done recently is we have a valley now, which is looking incredible. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. If I go down here, rough textured walls to run the bottom bit here, and also this really nice custom rock wall with a bit of texturing from some other rocks to create the actual valley wall itself, which if I sort of zoom out to have a look from here, looks really good, and I'm really happy with how this has turned out as a sort of come together. As well, obviously I've done the queue line, which runs up round here. If I just sort of go down here, sorry about the frame rate, it genuinely is dreadful. I can't do anything about it, but this pathway here, there's a little railing that runs the length of it. It goes up here, need to add the vegetation around there. Pathway comes up round here, around this edge. This is where the extended queue line is going off to. You can sort of see it going up there, and I need to add the fences down here and sort the vegetation out. But apart from that, the valley itself is done. I just need to do the trees and the queue line up here, but apart from that, it is boxed off and finished. So if I ignore the queue line and go to the realms you won't be able to ever see, if I start down here, I've got this sort of, I don't know what this is, but there is just a concrete wall with a bunch of dirt on it. In real, I don't know what it's for, but it may be just a support for the rocks. But that's in there. I've got this cage ladder structure which runs the length of the this one support down to the base of the valley. This looks really nice, made with just hydro beams as usual. And obviously I've terraformed up this section using rocks to create that really nice foot chopper element that you get by, as John Wardley famously says, you do think your feet are going to crack against the rock, you know. And I think that's a nice little element that really has been captured quite well using a mix of the in-game rocks and also TMTK rocks too. I've done some of the vegetation up here as well. This does need to be touched up slightly, mainly around here when I add the rest of the extended queue line in, but apart from that, I think from this angle, it looks pretty complete, and I'm very happy with that. This top section was kind of strange because I didn't actually know what was up here, but it looks like there is just a cable which runs from this weird metal structure to this one support, and then they just have some cloth strung over it, which I've then just drowned in bushes. And then this section here also has these two footers which sort of sit together, which you can see very nicely from the queue line here, which I think has been executed quite well, but as far as I could make it anyway. Oh, one of my plants is exposed. As well, I've done some of the details up here, such as these little steps. Again, they're supposed to be gravel, but there's no gravel piece small enough, so I've had to use a grey mulch, but that looks alright. There's this sort of cable drum thing that sits at the top of this foot. I don't actually know what it's for. Half the things on this ride, I don't actually know what for. Like what's this? Like, there's just like a horseshoe. I don't know what it is, but it sits there and it looks nice, so I had to build that as well. Some bits are a bit inaccurate, like for the floor plan, that don't line up, which is weird. Like, I followed the extended queue line to the floor plan and it didn't line up with where it should be. So I've just sort of manually changed that to look more accurate to real life, so I'm not totally sure what's up with that, but it's things like that that we are just going to have to be wary of when it comes to finishing this project, that not everything is going to fit where it needs to, but, you know, apart from that, I think everything is looking pretty decent. Oh, as well, big update, we now have custom drive tyres and brakes, courtesy of My Curious Mind, or you might know as Ashley. He is incredibly good at animated TMTK, and he very kindly made some incredibly realistic drive tyres, which aren't animated at the moment because there's no train nearby. If I speed this up, so if we watch these ones here, you might be able to notice very, very briefly that they spin, and they're animated to trigger whenever the train runs past it as well. As a really nice little subtle detail, and these are on his TMTK page on Steam, so I highly recommend you go and download them and use them. There is also brakes as well. Now, these are animated as well, so that as the train comes through, they clamp closed and then they open after a specific period of time. If I can get the next train to demonstrate that, you'll be able to see the little details that we've got. But here we go. If you just watch these, they shut and then they open again, if you saw that. And I'm going to trigger some sound effects to go along with these so that as it goes through, it will make the really nice B&M brake sounds. As a whole, I think that's everything that's new in the project at the moment. Again, it might not seem like lots, but I haven't had tons of time to work on it, because I have just started back at college for a course, and I haven't been able to sit down and really work on it loads, but I have been able to do certain things, such as reshaping this end corkscrew here, to give it a much nicer B&M shape, because my old one was a bit not great. And I did also reshape the 0G roll so that the exit of it is steeper, and also the stall turn is whippier. So everything has been done to just kind of make this ride as realistic as possible. And the 0G roll itself is just a lot whippier and a bit more accurate. So as a whole, this project is really coming along now, and I think I'm trying to get this finished for the 6th of November when Nemesis closes for its retrack, because I do kind of want to tie that together, so that gives me about a month to finish this off. And if I really pick up the pace, I do think that's possible, and I will quickly briefly say that, again, uploads have been slow because of college. I haven't had time to work on it, and generally I've been busy and I haven't really been able to sit down and make a video. You might be asking, where is the Infinity Coaster? That is very much on the way, but it is a very big project now. I'm getting the help of ItsMaxeh and also My Curious Mind, or Ashley, both incredibly talented people who are helping me theme this ride, because the track work is totally finished. I'm doing the supports and they're helping with the theming, and it's turning into a massive themed project, which will release whenever it it's ready, but it's going to be a lot higher scale, a lot better quality than if I just did it myself. So thank you guys for your patience on that. I promise you won't want to miss it, and it's very much worth waiting for when it's done. As for future uploads, I am going to try and get something out soon after uploading this video. I'm not going to say much about it, but it is sort of related to a certain new UK coaster, which very much has been a bit more approved recently. Whenever that releases, obviously I'll make a little video on it and you guys can enjoy and see what it looks like. And as for individual projects, I don't really know what I'm going to do in terms of coasters that aren't obviously the Infinity or this new one that I'm currently making, and also Nemesis. I might try and get a new original coaster built, but again, I don't have loads of time to work on it, but I'll try my best to get it out, and I'll also try to get some challenge videos out. So again, if you have any suggestions, please do leave them in the comments below. And I think that is about enough for me to say. Again, thank you for the support recently. I haven't uploaded, and yet you guys have still been really active, really supportive of the channel, and I appreciate that loads, because it does take pressure off my shoulders to think that I have to constantly upload. But I really thank you guys for the patience that you've had, and I promise new videos will be coming out soon, and the content drought will end, and it has ended. So thank you guys very much for watching this episode of the Nemesis update. I really hope that you guys are enjoying this project, and you will stay tuned for when it's finished, because this is going to be a video unlike any other, and I promise you it's going to change the game for sure. So thank you guys very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you guys for the support and the patience, and I will see you all next time.